I'm a functional health practitioner, hormone specialist, and mindset coach. So the purpose of my talk, if this is going to work, oh there we go. The purpose of my talk today is to share with you who I am, my backstory, and how I came to be so passionate about supporting others with their well-being, to help you understand some of the major things that can affect you from feeling good on a day-to-day basis, and to provide you with some simple, practical lifestyle tweaks that you can do every day to improve your overall health and well-being. So what do? I'm a therapeutic radiographer of 16 years turned wellness coach. So that's one thing that I do. I'm also a life coach. I've been life coaching since 2021. I am, as I say, a functional health practitioner, which I've just recently qualified in, and I am a podcaster as well, although not so active on that at the moment, though the host of the Wellbeing Wanderer podcast. So I'd like to share with you a little bit how I ended up where I am today and my health story and why I became a wellness coach. So these pictures here represent the first 35 years of my life. I really struggled with weight gain. I could never lose that excess weight. I had IBS, chronic anxiety, depression. My energy was on the floor. My mood was low. I hated my body. I was in a really bad place. And then in 2019, I got diagnosed with PCOS. I came off the contraceptive pill after being on it for 22 years. And my skin just exploded with these awful permanent raised red spots. You can actually see how puffy my face is there. It's changed quite a bit since then. And then in 2020, I got just so fed up of feeling this way that I was like, right, I've had enough. I'm going to get myself healthy. So I did my homework and I started to research about health and nutrition and fitness. I experimented on healing myself through natural, science-backed methods. I became an Arbonne Health Ambassador, and in only 10 weeks, and yes, that is true, 10 weeks I completely turned myself around. It was like a complete transformation. I felt an incredible sense of aliveness, of energy, and of joy. And you know, I loved looking in the mirror, it became my bestie. And my transformation was really all the proof I needed it. You know, this really, really works. And actually, that this level of vitality, joy, and energy can, you know, if it works for me, it can be possible for anybody. And, you know, this is what really fuels my passion to do what I do today and to help other people. And nothing makes me happier than to witness someone else's transformation and see them become a butterfly. So that's just a little bit about me and who I am and where I came from. So now I'd like to introduce you to the health iceberg. So this represents how your symptoms that you have are always pointing to underlying issues. So they're just the tip of the iceberg. So you can see all the symptoms that are noticeable on top and all the underlying issues underneath that iceberg. So your body is actually always giving you clues. Your symptoms are a way of your body to just get your attention, just to tell you something's not right. So it's really important to make sure you listen to them and don't ignore them. And to understand the body, you know, your hormones, it's really important to understand them. They are very powerful. They are chemical messengers that instruct your body how to function, influencing your energy, your mood, and your metabolism. Now, this is the triangle of hormonal health in the College of Functional Wellness where I trained. You've got your stress hormones, your blood sugars, and your sex hormones. Now, there's a really, really important interplay between these three. And if you think of it like a stool, when one of the legs of the stool is broken, it has an effect on the others. And that then creates a knock-on effect with the rest of your body. And the victims become the digestive system and your immune system. So this is why when one of those is out of balance, you know, you might be getting headaches, migraines, IBS type symptoms, or weight gain. And there are so many things that can dysregulate the triangle from working, like food intolerances. You know, that's a very, very common one in functional health. I see that all the time. Pesticides on your food, overeating on carbohydrates, you know, sedentary lifestyle, the list goes on and on. But stress is actually one of the biggest problems in our modern world. We are absolutely bombarded by stressors on a daily basis. And yes, we don't have any saber-toothed tigers around anymore, but we have all of this going on. And what happens is this forces the body to constantly have to work a lot harder and deal with the stress. And it's often the root cause of many of our health issues, actually. And our bodies get stuck in our fight and flight, get up and go nervous system response, and they can't regulate. Because the body believes it's under this constant state of attack, stressor after stressor. And this actually spikes your stress hormones, cortisol and adrenaline. And so your body's trying to get you out of danger, and that's why it keeps producing that. So it doesn't matter if it's a saber-toothed tiger or a man shouting at you in traffic, it's going to have the same effect. But the constant stress state was never designed to be permanent. So yes, of course our bodies are able to deal with stress, but from a primitive perspective, we're not used to this amount of it. And this frequency is what causes that disease, and chronic inflammation, as I say, is the underlying root cause of a lot of chronic health conditions today, like type 2 diabetes, cancer and heart disease, to name but a few. And so I just want to show you've got your sympathetic response, your stress, high alert response, and you've got your parasympathetic, your rest and digest. Now your body cannot heal and repair when it's in a sympathetic response. It needs to be in the parasympathetic, and all it cares about is keeping you away from danger and keeping you safe. And so what we want to do is we really want to help our body drop into this parasympathetic response, and so that it creates the right environment for your cells to work properly, so healing can happen and regulation can happen and repair can happen. This is actually known as something called terrain theory. So how do you stay balanced and hormonally regulated in our stressful modern world? Great question. Well, you can only control what's within your control, can't you? We can't control everything, but what we can do is look at our nutrition and lifestyle and do some shifts that create the space and the bandwidth for your body to be able to deal with those added stresses. Because food isn't just fuel, it's information, it's code. Every bite sends a message to your cells instructing them how to perform. And your daily habits, environment, thoughts, and pace all shape your health, mood, and energy. So every choice you make on a daily basis, big or small, is either adding to your health or taking away from it. So with that said, these are my big 6 lifestyle tweaks that you can get started on today to help improve your health and well-being. Number 1, I always start with this, is prioritising your sleep. Sounds so simple, doesn't it? But 6 to 8 hours a night, some people need more. Make sure you get to bed on time, have a wind down routine, have good sleep hygiene, make sure the room's black, no standby lights on. And when you do this and you have dim lighting, it increases your melatonin, which is your sleep hormone. So it drops you into better sleep. Number 2 is to eat balanced whole food meals of protein, fats and carbohydrates, and avoid processed foods and refined sugars. This helps to balance your blood sugars to prevent the stress hormone spiking. And did you know that actually eating your protein and non-starchy veggies first will actually prevent your cortisol from spiking? So that's quite cool. And number 3 is to drink 2 litres of water a day. These things we've all heard before, but it's so simple. This regulates body temperature, flushes out waste and toxins, help with reducing inflammation, and also try not to overdo the caffeine. 1 or 2 cups a day before midday is ideal. 4 is to move your body regularly. It increases oxygen and nutrients to your cells, balances stress hormones, and it boosts your good mood chemicals like serotonin and dopamine, and it also helps with blood sugar stability. And something that's really underlooked is getting outside, because actually in order to produce melatonin you need serotonin, and serotonin is what you get from daylight, and it actually converts to melatonin later. So if you're not getting outside, you're going to probably affect the way you're sleeping. It all starts with sleep. Supplement your nutrient deficiencies. So really sadly, even if you're eating the recommended amount of daily fruits and veggies every day, you are still going to be nutrient deficient in today's modern world. And this is because of modern day farming. The soil, nutrient-rich soil has been depleted, and we actually have food that's flown in from other countries, so it loses its nutrient density. And in fact, almost every single one of us is actually deficient in magnesium, so we all need to supplement with magnesium. And last but not least is create a stillness practice to reduce your stress and anxiety. So this helps the nervous system to reset, gets you into that parasympathetic state I was talking about, and it really reduces the stress and anxiety. Find somewhere quiet where you won't be disturbed. You just need 5 to 10 minutes a day. No music, no stimulation, no outside noise. Just close your eyes or open them and just exist. Allow your thoughts to come. So these are what I like to call the foundations to improving your overall health and well-being. And although I know they may seem simplistic and obvious, they actually make a huge difference to how you feel and how your body functions. It's a combination of things always. So I recommend to start with one of these things. Get really good at it, make small changes progressively, slowly and lovingly. And when it becomes second nature, then move on to the next thing. And and this is what I help with as a health coach. If only I had a health coach to help me do that, it wouldn't have taken me years to get there. So as I said, these are the basics, and beyond this it starts to get a bit complicated because we are all bio-individual, we are all very complex, and everyone's needs are different, so we must look at everyone on an individual basis. But I'd like to leave you all with this message and this top takeaway, and it's really just to remember that your body is a whole. Everything is connected. So when one part of you is out of balance, whether that's physical, mental or emotional, it's going to affect other parts of you. It's a mind, body, soul, it's a whole health approach really. So just pay close attention to those clues that your body is giving you. So that is everything. Thank you very much for listening and for your time and attention.